I want to first start out by saying, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck you, Donnie. Kiss my ass, Donnie. You birther bastard. You murderer. You wacko. Psycho. Belong in a straitjacket, not in the old awful office. Now it's the awful office, the shit office. Do-rag wisdom here, folks. And I have to sometimes, I sometimes rant and rave and yell and scream and put my stupid hand in the way here to try to focus, and so you don't have to look and, And again, somebody told me I was fucking ugly, so maybe it's best as my face is out of focus. But that being said, do-rag wisdom here. And I want to remind everybody the thing that Maddow does on her show, says on her show. You have to keep track of what this bastard, birther, murderer does now, not what he says. Everything he says is a lie. He lies. His whole everything. You're in an era now where everything coming out of your federal government is now going to be a lie. Because as I said, the GOP hates the federal government, wants to destroy it, and of course they need our help to help them destroy it. So by making it what they're making it now, horrific, we will hate it. Well, and that's an ignorant thing, because let me ask you all something. Is your life better off now since this creep has been in office? He's been in office like 2.5 weeks, to over 2 weeks. Or was it better when President Obama was in office? Come on. Unless you're the densest, Kool-Aid drinking, Trumpin' stuppin'. Okay, someone that's gonna, no matter what he does. Trump could spread his cheeks and shit on their faces. These are the people that say, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, king. But the people that voted for this creep, right? Voted for this creep because, they were taken in. They were conned. And you can't help it. You can't help but be conned these days. Look, we're desperate. We're suffering. I was conned many times in votes I made, so I'm not trying to be a snob here. I'm not trying to be above people. Make people feel, well, what's he talking about? Who does he think he is? We all make mistakes because we're desperate. We just want to live, survive, not be fucked with all the time by people who say they want to be on our side, who sell us a bill of goods, and then it just goes on the same as it always is. And now, because of a fluke, because of a perfect storm, and that's the only reason this shithead is in here now, this birther murderer. Bottom line, you have all the voter suppressions, Citizens United, gerrymandering, all GOP generated. Okay? But you also have the fact that half these people in the country didn't vote. Half of us didn't vote, and I'm willing to bet that if everybody voted as they usually do in important presidential elections, and this was the last one was so important, one of the most important presidential elections since the Civil War, and people stayed home. All right? And if they wouldn't have, this creep wouldn't have won. He would have been in the dust. Done. But he's in. Perfect storm. And now we have to fight because he's a traitor. He is criminally insane as far as I'm concerned. And I could back that up. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I could back that up. So let's talk about what Maddow says. And last night they were interviewing someone on The Last Word, and they were talking, and this person was, they were talking about the glorious defeat. Yeah! Yo! The glorious defeat that the courts handed the birther bastard murderer about his immigration ban. I was so happy. I was jumping. See, this prick forgets that we have a 3-branch government that goes all the way down to the local level. He's going to have to cut every branch all the way down to the local level. I wouldn't put it past him that he would just turn around and say, fuck the courts, I'm going to do the ban anyways. Just like Reagan did with he said, I'm going to break the strike of the air traffic controllers. I mean, I'm certain he's going to do something really, really, I mean, he's already done things outrageous, but that I'm already pushed beyond. Pushes me to do these broadcasts, for example. Push beyond things he's done already. But he's going to get to a point where people are going to say, hey, stop this, as Maddow would say. Stop this. I can't take this anymore. I'm going to stand up in this bastard's face. During the election, we had to keep track of what this creep was saying, and I've kept track of everything. It's in this little noodle here. Everything he said and did during his campaign, which I will never forgive him for. I always hated this scumbag. I've lived in this city, as I've said, for 42 and a half years. And of that time, when I first became aware of him, I despised him. He's a creep. He's a scumbag. And the way he's been behaving, the things he says, things he does, I feel in danger. I feel that there's going to be another attack because of him. He keeps saying it's going to be the judge's fault. Anything that happens now to this country, it's on him. See what a baby he is? See what a coward he is? The buck doesn't stop with this creep like it stopped with Harry Truman. No, he puts the buck on to everybody else and says, I'm clean here. We are in more danger now, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, now, because this creep is president, than any time in our history. So, we got to pay attention to what this creep does now. So let me just list some of the things that I've seen that he's done that are outraging me, that he's got to be stopped. Okay, you know, the immigration ban, the chaos that caused, signing a thing to build a wall with Mexico and wanting to put that on the taxpayers, having fights with Mexican president, having fights with the Australian president, saying that this kissing Putin's ass, disrespecting the free press, has his press secretary go out and insult them and insult us with lies. What else has he done? Let me see. He put in a ban on abortion, you know, for overseas, some kind of foreign aid there. He's approving the Exxon Mobil pipeline, and he's also improving the Exxon, yeah, that's the Secretary of State. The Keystone pipeline, excuse me, and the Dakota pipeline. He has money in that, by the way. And he hasn't disinvested himself from his business. He hasn't shown his taxes. See how I remember? He takes down websites. Important government websites, censors stuff off them, tells scientists you better not talk. He takes down stuff about climate data and climate change on the EPA. The USDA website, he's taken down stuff about puppy mills and animal cruelty and animal experimentation on the USDA. They keep track of all this stuff, and he took it down. Okay? Because he doesn't give a shit about anything except himself. And that includes our 4-legged and 6-legged or whatever, 10-legged friends or 100-legged friends. Now, you can find out about the puppy mills on the Memory Hole website, because this I found out on the Madhouse show that somebody saved the data. But you see, behind people's backs, he's trying to take things down, to cut things off. All right? He didn't include the Jewish people in the Holocaust Memorial Day. He didn't include. Oh yeah, and yeah, he didn't mention anything about Jews, and he claims that Jews wrote it. I'm not surprised, because there is traitors among my people. Take Jared Kushner, for example. By the way, he sat down at that dinner table the day that they planned over dinner that raid on Yemen. I mean, the one that came down from Obama, that they decided to implement, and they failed. And Navy SEAL Chief Petty Officer Owens was killed in this botched raid, as well as civilians and children. So there's more things that he does. All right? This is what we have to do. We have to keep track of everything this guy does now, all his executive orders, all the things that he's signing. He wants to get rid of Dodd-Frank. All right? He wants to get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. He signed stuff to get rid of Obamacare. What he does, that's what we have to keep track of from now on. Because he is out for one thing himself. And his party's going to enable him to destroy everything that our country stands for.